Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Modcast brought to you by TLC X Mod Blog X Photography. I'm Shweta Verma, your host for the day. Today, we are truly honored to host someone whose journey bridges academia, social impact, and entrepreneurship. Our guest, Dr. Ektaa Jain Sethi, is a distinguished sociologist with a PhD from Jawaharlal Nehru University, where her research explored the intersections of craft, culture, and fashion in India. So, first of all, we would like you to introduce yourself, ma'am.
Thank you, Shweta. Firstly, thank you for having me here, and congratulations for this modcast. A lovely initiative by Modern School and by all of you young students. So, I'm Dr. Ektaa Jain Sethi. You've described me very well. So, if I have to add, like, yes, my journey has been in academics. That's my first love, in a way. So, I did my PhD from Jawaharlal Nehru University. I went on with my academic pursuit, started teaching there, started teaching at LSR. So, started working at different research projects. And yes, the life took me into the domain of entrepreneurship also. So, currently working with the organic brands of Orchid and Sethi Organics. So, that's how it has been. So, a lovely journey and looking forward to this interaction. Let's see.
Now, as we start, you once aspired to pursue UPSC, but studying at LSR and JNU changed your trajectory. Can you tell about the turning point and what it taught you about choosing passion over expectations?
That's very true, and you've gotten your facts very right. So yes, UPSC. I think like all students who are academically bright, so-called academically bright, I think it's been told to them since childhood that either you are going to become a doctor, engineer, UPSC student, or whatever. But so since school, I wanted to be a UPSC candidate, and I wanted to crack this exam. So that was one of the reasons, in fact, that I took economics and mathematics in my senior classes, because the idea was just scoring. You'll get a good college, you'll get a good place for coaching. Then college happened, and honestly, when you are in school, you are living in a very in a very protected environment. There is a certain there are opportunities, there are different things that you learn from your teachers, from your peer groups. But once you move out, once you step out and you're entering this new phase, the transition phase of college, the world really, it moves upside down. So you realize there's so many more things. So something like that, I guess, happened with me when I entered my college, my alma mater of Lady Shri Ram College, LSR, Delhi. And I still remember the first step that I had taken inside the college. So from MGD to LSR, and it was like, I want to be here. I want to learn. I want to see what this institute can give me. I want to interact with the teachers, with my seniors, with my juniors. And over those 3 years of college, I think I realized there are so many things that I could do. So why should I cage myself only in one certain box? So that's how things changed. Yet that thing was there. So then JNU happened, but that academic pursuit always stayed. So then I realized that no, my calling is academics, my calling is research, and I like to take that forward. So that's how that turning point came. So college was a major turning point, I guess.
Right. That is very inspiring. So now I would like to ask you that many students feel pressured into safe career paths. How did you navigate that pressure and what advice would you give to the younger generation?
That's very true. And I think that is true for for all generations. So this is something which I've seen in with our seniors, from our parents to elder brothers, sisters, cousins, to us. And now when I look at all the students, the younger students, all of you, I still feel that that pressure is there. It's like you want to be bankable. You want to be sure. You don't want to make a mistake, or you don't want to fail. So that fear is always there. But I think one thing is that one has to just understand that till the time you don't test different waters, you really don't know where you will actually swim and you will become first. So that is a confidence that comes with explorations, when you see different things, when you learn about different opportunities, when you let yourself to explore. I think that is one thing that students nowadays, especially, I feel they are that way, they're privileged enough also, because there are so many mediums given to them. There are so many platforms available. So the choices are already expanded. So earlier, It could be क्या बनना है आपको बड़े होके doctor, as I said, doctor बनना है, engineer बनना है. Today, if I ask someone, I get responses like somebody would want to become like, say, a DJ. And during a time, I still remember something like a DJ will not be a career option. Or it will be like, are you serious? What do you want to do with your life? You want to do this? Or you want to become a specialized nail artist? Like, no, that those things were never existed. They exist today. And so many more things exist today. More than me, I think the students nowadays, you all will be aware of it, that there's so many opportunities. So that's the best thing, that you need to test yourself. You need to do things which you feel that you are not good at. What will happen? You'll fail. You'll fail. You'll try again. You'll succeed at something else. So a lot of role, I think, has to be of the school, of the teachers, because it's them who can push and who can encourage children to try new things. So, and also to students, I'll just say that never stop yourself. Learning never stops. Learning has never stopped for all of us, for teachers, for anybody. Learning never stops. So keep doing that. Even if you fail, you learn something new from it.
That is something that I will remember whole of my life. So now your PhD was focused on block printing in the Chippa community, and you also completed an MPhil in sociology. Could you share what drew you to these research areas? How these experiences made your career?
So we just talked about that, how you try different things. So I think I've tried different things in my life, and that's how I've landed on different milestones of life also. So I'm from Jaipur, and Jaipur, I guess, as you all would know, it's popular for a craft called block printing. So I've been closely associated with block printing since childhood. I'd worked in a boutique when I was in school there. So I think the love for block printing was always there. But then when academics happened, UPSC was also there. So, you have different, I shouldn't say it, you have different love interests. So you have love interest in UPSC, you have an interest in block printing, you have an interest in learning, you have an interest in reading. So then how do you compile everything? So that happens with time. So you try everything. And so then in JNU, fieldwork is allowed only in PhD.
Oh.
So I knew that my fieldwork has to be Bagru. Bagru is a place near Jaipur, 30 kilometers east of Jaipur, and it's popular for Bagru prints. That is Sahi Begar printing hoti hai. So that I knew I have to do it. That is something I've lived on. So it's like every print has a certain meaning. It has a certain reason why someone will wear a certain print. Certain color will have a certain meaning. How those colors are made, there's a process. So those are things which have always interested me. Communities involved in it. Which community is doing what? Why? So these are questions. The human question was important. However, because in fieldwork I had to wait for PhD, so then I chose Khadi as my topic for MPhil. So that was mostly from secondary literature. So I did Khadi in context of Gandhi, and then in the postmodern context, that how today you see Khadi as a fashion statement. It is no longer only the fabric of Indian independence as it was conceived to be. Today it is more like a fashion statement. You have Khadi denims, for example, Khadi jhola bags, for example. So recently you had an entire fiasco on Prada Kolhapuris, for example. So,
Right.
That's how a craft can, the question was how a craft becomes a fashion statement, and does it somewhere reduce its significance for the community and for the makers. So that was the dilemma. I started studying in MPhil, and that continued in JNU. So that was the linkage.
So, and you have also spoken about your journey at Rashtrapati Bhavan. Ma'am has worked at Rashtrapati Bhavan for the past 10 years, right? And then I would like to ask you that during your work at Rashtrapati Bhavan, what department or what experience do you highlight is the highlight of your journey? What made that experience so profound? And maybe if you like, please share a journey or an experience of there with us.
So yes, Rashtrapati Bhavan was another turning point. So you have different learnings there. So that happened when I was pursuing my PhD. So along with PhD, the zeal was always to start working. So when you are living independently, when you are in hostel, you really want to try different things. You want to work. You want to jitna you can soak in na, you want to do it, because you don't know when will it stop. You don't know when things might change. So that happened with me. So I was trying for different things, and Rashtrapati Bhavan project happened, and I'd given my interview, I got selected, and a very, very interesting journey. So till today, I remember, like, there's so many. So if I have to share, since the beginning of Rashtrapati Bhavan project, in fact, so I was living in JNU hostel. So and we had one day we had police officer security coming in the hostel and talking to my warden, and my warden was taken aback because I was a sincere student, so I've never had like I've not had a lot of complaints or whatever. So suddenly, police coming in for Ektaa Jain, what happened? So they were like, no, this is the project she's working on, and how is she, this, that. So they did an entire security check on me in my hostel. At the same time, I got a call from my dad. They are in Jaipur now, and I'm in hostel. I'm checking what is happening with the warden, and I'm getting a call from him. And he's like, what have you done? I'm like, what have I done as in? So even he was like, again, I was a sincere student. Aisa kuch to nahi karegi, but why is the police there at our house? They're asking about you. I'm like, what are you saying? So then at the same time, the police had gone in Jaipur at my place, and they did an entire background check on me. And then they had asked my father, we were living in a multi-story. So they had asked him to get 2 witnesses from around that they know me, that sahi hai, like she can work at Rashtrapati Bhavan. So all that had happened. That's how the project started. So at the onset only, it was a very different experience for me, for people around me, my friends, family. So for everybody, it was like something different is happening. So then the journey began. So every day we used to go. Every day I remember the drill. Like you have to leave your mobile, you have to leave your bag, and then you enter. That estate is different. The president's estate is a township in itself. There's a different aura as soon as you enter. You are suddenly in a different space. And then you feel at the end of the day, it is like any other township. It is like any other neighborhood, because the people living there, they have their stories to tell. So there would be presidential bodyguards, there would be people in the kitchen staff, there will be people working for the different presidents. They've seen those presidents closely. So somebody had a very interesting story of how, for example, APJ Abdul Kalam, they mentioned that how he's always, if any guest would come, a single guest of his would come, he would pay for that guest. Like you were not allowed to get guests without paying, even the president. And he came in one suitcase and he went in one suitcase. So that's what we've heard of him. I remember how the different flowering, the Mughal gardens of Rashtrapati Bhavan are really popular. There are flower shows that happen in March every year. So how different presidents, they'd gotten different flowers during their, how tulips started during only one president's time. So there are different stories of different, of all of them. So this happened, the project happened during Pranab Mukherjee's time, during President Pranab Mukherjee's time. He wanted Rashtrapati Bhavan to be more open to public. So the idea was to tell public about its arts and architecture, about its flora, about its kitchens, about the general life at Rashtrapati Bhavan. That's how it began. And you come across, so there were people from different kind of writers who were working on the books. So different writers, different photographers, all acclaimed people. So the interaction with all of them, the learning with all of them, that has been great. And remember, Nehru Memorial is right next to Rashtrapati Bhavan. It's on the same road, Teen Murti Road. So right after Rashtrapati Bhavan, we used to go to Nehru Memorial and start working on a research. So PhD was going on there, work was going on here. So yeah, so lovely opportunity there. And then the books happen. So these are coffee table books. So we started collecting material. Then we were involved in the entire cover design of these books, writing of these books. So I think one thing that I learned was different things during this project. So of course, research was there, primary research, secondary research, writing was there. Then how do you write that people would read? So writing is one thing, academic writing is another thing, and writing for general public is really another thing. So there was a difference in all these, and that is something that came across in this project again something that has helped me to write papers for different books, different kind of books. So as I said, that when you try different things, only then you learn different things, and it always stays. One may wonder ki, what will I get out of it? Like, how will it help me? But if not today, the thing is going to help you at some point of time in life. So yeah, so everything from that project has been helpful. Yeah.
Even listening to it was very overwhelming for me as well. So I would like to ask you, after that call with your fiancé, did you see Pranav Mukherjee the same after that, or did you had this special spark in your eyes that I'm meeting the president and that?
So I think for a second, for maybe some days, that must have stayed that, oh, that call happened because of this stature, this president. And then soon, I think around the same time, Lori celebration had happened. And the idea at Rashtrapati Bhavan is any of these festivities, they do small functions. And the general people of the estate, they organize the functions. The locals, the people working for the president, they organize the functions. Of course, the security and all is there. And the president comes for a little while and is there, and everybody is very happy. So you have smaller the staff, like in terms of people serving the president, the people working as butlers, as cleaners, all of them are there. So I remember Lodi celebration was winters, and Pranab Mukherjee walking in the evening, and he's all in his winter clothes and like this one figure, and still he met everybody, and he came to our entire team, and we were a team from Indira Gandhi National Center for Arts, and it was their project. So he greeted each one of us, he talked to each one of us. So like I'm from JNU. So he had an entire discussion on JNU about the culture, about the people, about my studies, my research. So that kind of humility, I feel, is something that, that spark, what you were saying, that, oh, you are talking to the president. More than the idea of the president, the spark was of the fact that somebody who's at this stature, who's at the highest position, position holder of the country, and he has that humility. He has that sensitivity. At times, we are busy in our lives, and at times I was like, why do I talk to this person? I don't have time. Yeah, let's go. He need not have talked to anybody. He could have just come, sat there, gave his presence, gave his gracious presence, and then leave. Nobody would mind. But that kind of sensitivity, I think that led to the spark. That led. Yeah, I wish we could. I could ever have a zinch of it. That would be a big achievement. Like after reaching a certain level of achievement and success, if you can still retain that humility, that's a big thing. So that is it.
So that is a reminder for all of us to always stay grounded.
Yeah, definitely.
So for students who think research is dry or too abstract, how would you describe the thrill and meaning that research can bring?
When you want honest answers,
yes,
brutally.
Yes.
So Shweta, honestly, I think research, I'll be really blunt here. When people say, and I've also said that, of course, it's a beautiful journey and you learn a lot. It is. But at the same time, it is a lonesome journey. Because at the end of the day, it is your research. At the end of the day, it is your work. So you have to really be interested in it. And I don't think it's only for academic research. I think any work, for that matter, you have to be really passionate about it and you have to really be interested in it. Only then you are going to put in your 110%. And the same goes for research. So at the end of the day, for example, my research, if I talk about Bagru, the field work, there were days when I entered the field, and so when you enter the field, you enter with certain conceptions. Many a time these are misconceptions, they are wrong. So I entered in the field that these are printers, Bagru printers. They would not know much about the world, that or they let's see, how do I talk to them. And I entered and they were so confident. They just asked me, why are you wasting your time and our time? You give us the questionnaire and we'll fill it and you can take it tomorrow. Kyun garmi mein ghum rahe ho yahan pe? I'm like, how do you know? Like, I was taken aback. How do you know that there will be a questionnaire? And it was like, this is our daily thing. Like, there are so many projects going on. There are so many people who come to us. They want to know about the craft. They want to know what we are doing, how we are doing. So it's not like they were not aliens to anything. So firstly, that misconception broke in that research. So there were days when I did nothing. I used to just go to a person's home, sit there, and the person is like, "Aapko kuch पूछना है तो पूछ लो." I was like, if I'll ask a question, the person is going to give me a very tailor-made response. That this is the response that he should give, which I didn't want. So I was like, no, I don't want to ask anything. I'm just sitting today. And I used to play with the kid or whatever, or see their daily household activities. Gradually, one day, like say something happened in their house. Maybe a tussle between the brothers or whatever. Then I started talking to the mother. And gradually when they see you daily and they see that you don't want anything from them. Like you're not sitting there for any purpose. Then they feel that, oh, you are a part of them. The idea of participant observation, right? That you are a part of that field of their family. And then they start talking to you. And then, but during that time, there were days when you feel you're not doing anything. Like I'm going home, I don't have a single line to write in my research book. And that's a disappointing feeling. That's like, oh, because you have to submit, you have to write, you have to submit. So there are these deadlines which are in your head. So research can be that way. It can be difficult. It can be lonesome. But at the same time, you know that what do you want out of it? Do you want a tailor-made response? You can complete it in a week and go and chapo it. But do you really want to contribute to the field? You want to actually get what the reality on your in your thesis? Then you wait. You have that patience, you have that interest, and you have that passion and belief that we will do it. If not today, after 3 days, I'll get this response. So that patience is the most important thing. Having said that, and this is a practical thing that I'll talk about here. Having said this, passion is important. At the same time, practicality is important, wherein, and this I've seen around me, that people at times they get too attached to their work. And that's again a problem. So you should be passionate, you should be interested, but if you get too attached to your work, you will never feel that your work is good enough to be submitted or to be, there won't be ever an end point. And again, not only in academics, any other workspace. If you keep feeling, oh, I can do better, I can do better, I can do better, this is not complete, this is not complete, there's a deadline. You have to submit. A new work will happen only then. So the same goes with research. See, there's never an end to exploration. There's never an end to research. But you have to put a full stop that no, if I do not submit my thesis, how am I going to take up my next project? How am I going to start writing for books? How am I going to write my own book? So that we call a detachment has to be also there. Otherwise, you get too involved in it, and that becomes a problem. Where do you make that line? So that detachment, along with sincerity of work. By detachment, again, I don't mean that do anything and get done with it. That will produce the useless kind of work. And if one is happy with it, great. But I wasn't. So that's how research is in general, I guess.
So, you have also worked with child safety, empowerment, and social issues. What motivated you to step outside academia and into training and coaching?
So I'm glad that you brought this up, because we started this modcast with the idea of that how people can try different things, there are different opportunities, and I guess learning, and I said that learning never stops. And something similar happened with me, that I am in academics, I am in research, and I'm happy with it. However, your learning never stops, right? So then once I got married, I moved to a different city. I moved to the city of Kota. And again, here I got associated with another organization called INTAC, Indian National Trust for Art and Cultural Heritage. So I was associated with INTAC Delhi and now in INTAC Kota, and we work for art and conservation and preservation of culture, heritage and culture. So at the same time, there were different clubs that I got associated with through my family. And there I realized now, especially Kota, being a city, and now things have changed a bit. But when I had gotten married, the idea is that Kota is a student city. Like there are hostels, there are students. Every day we are reading a lot of things about the city, about the idea of a coaching institute here. So the student centrality in the city was something which came as a highlight to me. So I really felt that I want to do something in this, and I want to see what can happen here. So that's how this child safety thing came up. And again, through a club also, that we started doing these sessions and started organizing these talks wherein we could contribute our little thing about child safety and awareness. So that's how that had begun. And then because you don't want to stop at one thing, you feel that if you can, and I really think that if one is in a position in a society wherein they can contribute to different spaces, they must, because that also leads to creation of opportunities. So we started working, for example, in INTAC also and other places also. We started conducting workshops. So workshops on craft, on painting, and we see new talents coming in. So I still remember one of my colleagues who was never a painter. She started painting. She started learning about Bundi miniature art, about Kota paintings. So, and she said that I learned it in this workshop. So why not? Like you can, when you can create a talent pool, when you can create a space for opportunities, one should. So that's how these new things came up. And it was also the idea of settling in a new city. So a call along with academics, what else can you do to make that city yours, and to make the people yours, and you also become a part of them. So that's how these things had begun.
So you have also co-founded Okit Organics. That is a leap from sociology to sustainable living for young people with ideas but little direction. How do you suggest they take their first step towards entrepreneurship or innovation?
Okay. So for me, it was a very interesting way that OKIT happened. Is I mentioned that I got married in Kota. I got married in a business family, and we are from an agriculture background. And organics was always a part of it, but gradually we gave it a formal shape and of OKIT, of Sethi, OKIT Sethi Organics, and that's how it had happened. So it happened with a certain bent of mind that we want to give a new shape to it. We want to start something new, and to try. The idea is again to try. Like, let's see where it goes. So even for people who are looking for anything in this context, in these lines, is of course you try, you give it a shot. You have your plan jotted down. That what exactly are you looking at? And again, it's not only in entrepreneurship. I guess in any field, in any which way, one should have a vision, and you work for that vision. Your visions may change over time, and give yourself that space also, because nothing is static. And with the world changing at a pace, you should also change. Your dreams should also change, but you can't work in thin air, in vacuum. Like, there has to be a certain path, there has to be a certain goal, there has to be a certain vision, a certain roadmap, as we call it. So have that in your head, have that in your mind. And again, don't be afraid from making mistakes. Make them and then work on them. Have the guidance of people who are there already in field. So for example, if somebody wants to enter into entrepreneurship, if you have someone around you who is in a similar field, feel free to talk. One should always, I also feel many a times people are very burdened of talking. You feel that you will let your secret out, or you will come across as a fool. No, like, honestly, nobody cares. Like, nobody has that much time to care. Okay, the world would be a different space if people would care so much. So you are not coming across as foolish. You're nobody's running away with your secret. Be smart about it, but learn, and learn from people's experience. There's no harm. Why not? Get inspired, get learned. So yeah, but feel free to try new things. Yeah.
Being myself a very talkative person, I think I agree to this statement a lot, because people are so afraid of talking. So I would like to ask you again also. Many people struggle to balance passion and career practically. But with your love for art and crafts, how did you find your balance?
So that's an important question, and I think till today I won't say I've found the balance. I think I'm also struggling. I think that is a struggle that never stops, because again, your interest changes, so you again have to change your balance. So of course I'm still balancing, but yes, I think somewhere you need to take out time. You need to. I personally feel that it's for one's own growth. That of course you do your work, you give your 100% to your work. You manage your personal life, your family, in-laws, husband, children, whosoever. Give your 100% to that. But there always has to be a my space. I mean, like for example, for me, I still remember when in college I used to read a lot. Like, reading was something which I feel it just made me happy. Reading or watching movies, for that matter. So I'm a huge movie buff. So that used to just make me happy. I didn't need anything else at that time. Gradually, with things happening, with work happening, with research, studies, submissions, personal life, the time decreases, and you need to find out that what is your priority right now. You need to give more time to it. You need to give more efforts to it. But even now, so if 2-3 days I haven't read or something, third day there's something that starts happening to me. I'm like, nay, I need some time. So if half an hour also I need it for myself. So maybe it's not happening daily. Maybe I'm not giving my time and effort to my passion or to my interest daily, but I will give it when it's required. And I know that my body, my mind starts demanding it. And that space is really important, and that recognition of yourself that something is missing in you, or you are missing on something, and you need to take it now, because you can't keep everyone happy always. You need to make yourself also happy. First make yourself happy and satisfied, and then you make people happy, but only then it's going to work. So for me, again, also a lot of credit to people around me, and it will be wrong on my part if I don't mention it, because touchwood, I've been brought up around with people who have always encouraged me to do different things. Then with my friends, my teachers, opening new doorways, like things which I never knew existed. So they've been a major, major pillar of strength. And then my family in which I married into. So I think a huge, huge, huge support system, a major backbone. So I know that if I want to pursue something, if I want to try something, I know I have that support of them. So I don't think it's never. So as they say, it's said that a single person can't play a symphony. You need an orchestra to play it, and that's true. And that's true in every which way. So with their support, I think I've been able to balance. Jitna balance ho paya hai, I think it's because of them that I'm through organizations like I told you that Intact ho gaya. My own, like I do paint, I do read. So those things are which go on. Those are interests which happen. And you need to take out time for it, and you need support for it.
So, before we wrap up, Dr. Sethi, if there is one lesson or a message you'd like students like us to carry forward from your journey, whether from your research, your teaching, or your life, what would that question be? What would that message be?
I think the only thing I'll say, and I think that has come across in the podcast also from our conversation, has been that firstly, from my own journey, and I'm literally saying this from my own journey, because there have been failures. There have been, you tried different things. I've never succeeded. Like, it's not like I've succeeded at one go at everything. But if I would have taken everything and anything to heart, I wouldn't be here, right? So you have to give yourself that time. You have to give yourself that effort. You have to give yourself that confidence. There's another saying, right? That ignorance and confidence are two things which can take you forward. And I'll tell you guys that please remember that. Ignore things which are harming you. Ignore things which are creating a problem or creating a blockage in your route to success. And be confident that you can move forward. If you start paying heed to each and everything, I think it becomes difficult to move forward. And if you're not confident enough, again, it's a problem. So ignore, move forward, and put in all that you have and use this time, because I'm sure you have heard this time and again, and you will say you are also saying the same thing, but everybody who has gone through this phase will tell you that this time never comes back. What you are learning today in schools, what you are learning today with your peer group, with your teachers, those are, you might feel that they're what use are they going to be to you, but trust me, they are always going to come handy at whichever moment of life you are in. So live everything beautifully and learn from everything. Try to soak in everything that you can. Be greedy. Be greedy that why do I not want this experience? Take it. So yes.
So, I would just really like to say thank you very much, Dr. Sethi. Thank you so much for being here today and sharing your journey with such honesty and depth. It is such an honor to have you on the show, and I would definitely remember all the takeaways from today's meeting with you.
And thank you so much,
And
Shweta.
And to our listeners, we hope today's conversation gave you new perspectives and left you with lessons to carry forward. That was it for today's episode of Modcast. Stay tuned for more episodes where we bring voices that challenge, inspire, and spark ideas. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing. Thank you very much. Your host Shweta Verma.